Welcome everyone to Price Action Live at TradersPost for August 27th, 2025. I'm one of your traders, Tom Hartman, alongside the fearless and peerless Mike Christensen, co-founder and CSO of TradersPost. Up to 4 days a week at Price Action Live, we trade in front of you using the advanced trade execution engine known as TradersPost, the epic software that upgrades your trading. Whether trading stocks, futures, options, or crypto, TradersPost is a must. Today, we're trading prop firm accounts and feeling pretty good, aren't we, Mike? Headed into the day with profit.
Absolutely. Off to a good start already in profit. We took a couple of trades from the interesting sell-off here from 7:20 or 7:15 or so, my time, 9:15. So the market's not even open yet, but there was this interesting pullback from R1 on the 2-hour chart. So kind of hard not to take a trade when the signal is so clear. So Tom and I have already picked up a little bit of profit for the day.
That's right. So we're using TradersPost in order to connect our prop firm accounts to scale them, to connect them together so that when a signal is sent from TradingView, the platform that we're using to trade for our charting, we also get that signal copied across all these different prop accounts at the same time, which allows us to take on more upside without having too huge a downside, right? Just have the cost of the prop firm accounts. People are loving that with the TradersPost software, and we're loving it too. Now, the market's like moving already. It's already deciding it wants to give people a bunch of gains, but I don't know what direction to look at for the open. Do you have any sense, since that we're not really moving on news and maybe it feels like a technical move, what are your expectations for where the price might go today?
It looks like there's a little bit of expected outcome from Nvidia. So we'll have to bear in mind that today, after the bell, about 20 minutes after the bell, Nvidia is going to report their expected earnings per share are $1.01. And of course, they're one of the largest Nasdaq 100 components. In fact, let's see, where are we at here on the list by weight? If I go to Slick Charts, they have a nice little list of all the companies that make up the Nasdaq 100. And if I can get past their dumb ads here, we can actually look at the list. There we go. So Nvidia is obviously at the top at a weight of 14.47%. So they obviously have a pretty big impact on the price of NQ or QQQ or any Nasdaq related instrument. So in our case, we trade a lot of NQ. So I want to pay attention to how the market might be anticipating Nvidia's earnings. It looks like there could be a little shakiness there, but let's just see how the report comes out. It'll be interesting to see how positive that could be for the Nasdaq in the open tomorrow, since it's going to be closing after the bell today. It's always interesting to me too when companies decide to report at the 20-minute line. Not all of some of them will report at 4:05, some report at 4:10, but 20 tells me you're waiting for the futures market as well to basically be required to close out positions before 4:15, and then 5 minutes later the Nasdaq report comes out.
Is that bad news then? Does that portend bad news?
I think it pretends like, hey, we don't want to shake the market at all one way or another. So let the market reopen in the electronic session and then it can push up. So it could be an interesting trading session once the market reopens at 6 p.m. Eastern today.
In any 14% event, of the S&P, that is...
It's such a big weight. Yeah. It's a $4.4 trillion company. To put that into perspective, just eliminating the trillion part, the 400 billion part is still bigger than most companies in the S&P 500. So to go from 4 trillion to 4.4 trillion is just incredible. It's such a massive company now. Anyway, the thought I have on direction is definitely bearish today. I'm a little happier today because we actually have a pretty decent signal now that R1 is confirmed on the 2-hour chart, and we're starting to pull back from that zone. We saw it test this zone overnight several times, and it finally found confirmation here just about 45 minutes ago. And I think if we break some of these moving averages, we've got the weekly VWAP to watch. But I always like it when we're much closer to a resistance line than right in the middle. We've been doing a lot of middle trading these last couple of days, and that has chopped me out, and I'm getting tired of that. So I like that there's a little bit more of a signal forming here. We'll see how it opens up. Obviously, with it gapping down from yesterday, we're going to be gapping down about 25 basis points. It could move up a little bit at the start and then push back down again if it comes back up to test R1.
Right. Well, taking a look at my chart over here, the daily level that the daily unmitigated VWAP level of 23,500 that I was taking a look at before is drawing the price back down. So that would be, to me, ultimately where I'd be looking to go long. And I wouldn't be surprised if the price moves down there. The issue that I'm having as far as supports are concerned is that we do have a level here at 23,542, which to me would be like almost certainly we touched there today. That would be my
That's also
my
the
bias.
weekly VWAP too.
Yeah. And so, but after that, it's sort of like feels like guessing as to where the price might go, and we can get these what they would call in French méchant bounces, crazy bounces that happen while still in this bearish trend. So plenty of room for Mike and Tom to get whipsawed out if we're not careful. To that end, you were saying yesterday that you have your rules set for today. What are you thinking of, like, the opening? Are you going to be trading in the first 10, 15 minutes? Like, what's the idea here to risk mitigate here? And when do we pump the brakes?
Still pumping the brakes for me. VIX is at 15. The other report that I'm trying to pay attention to is the Nasdaq 100 expected move that is determined by the options market, or at least measuring the options market. Yesterday, the mistake I made is that the expected move was 20 basis points, which is a really, really small day. And I think that really led to the inability for a trend to really form because there wasn't a very big expected move. Today, it's 45 basis points for the August 27th DTEs. And that expected move has an implied volatility of 11%. So really what I'm looking for is whether or not there's a larger expected move. If we look at the price from the open at 0.45 on either side, that's not a very big move on the chart. So what I'm going to try to pay attention to is looking for some small scalp zones today. I'll probably just work with my scalp strategy because I just don't expect there to be a very large trend to show up. Now, if price action shows up and it tells me otherwise and the options market is wrong and IV starts to lift, then that's a different story. But right now, I expect price won't move much.
All right, awesome. I've been loving these 15-minute anchored VWAPs that I've been paying attention to. They work very differently in the overnight than they do during the day. So I'm still trying to figure out, what to do for the day. Look at that. Looks like we might still head lower. I'm going to try to only enter and exit at my 15-minute VWAP levels. And if I miss the trades, I miss the trades. So I'm looking here right now to enter a short if we get to 23,567 and enter a long if we get to 23,532. We'll see. Best laid plans and all that. Market's going to open in 8 minutes. There is no big news happening today. Tomorrow's GDP. Never know if you get leaked numbers.
Well, this little sell-off initially had me thinking, oh, did I miss the GDP news? And that's tomorrow. So again, this just feels like a technical move pulling back from resistance. So yeah, there's no massive news until Nvidia reports after the bell today. No economic news we need to be concerned about. At least that's important anyway. If you go to the economic calendar, there are some reports coming out today, but most of it's crude oil data. We've got some bill auction data coming in, but nothing that's incredibly important.
I see. Well, as far as technical, like this move that happened last night, so we had the break up at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then when the price moved up and then came back down basically exactly to that level, I was like, okay, this is, I mean, I don't know what to think when the price moves exactly to these VWAP levels. I always think of Brian Shannon's book, Anchored VWAP, of like, okay, there's big money institutions that are, I don't know if it's like they're rinsing out retail traders. I don't know if it's sort of like, well, that's naturally where the orders would consolidate, where they would be. I don't know what it is, but the price does move down to those levels. So I find it to be very interesting and very useful. I don't really care necessarily why the market moves. I just care that it moves and that we can make profit based on it.
Fair enough.
We have right now, let's see here. So on my chart here, you guys are seeing on TradingView, I have different drawings set up. You might see these blue, yellow, and red lines here. We're using this for discretionary trading on TradersPost. So essentially what we do is we have alerts tied to each one of these lines. So if I right click on one of them and edit the alert, you'll see that I have a condition set here for when the price crosses it, to go ahead and send this JSON message, which is a signal to TradersPost to actually trade this asset, off to my webhook URL on TradersPost. And so I'm passing the ticker, the action that I wanted to do, the current price, as well as the time and interval, just for my own sake. So when I move the line on the chart, or if I activate the alert here on the right side, it now becomes active. And when the price moves around it or crosses it, it'll send a signal off. So right now I move my yellow line here, which is to allow me to enter a short, right where my indicator is telling me I might look for an entry point for a short. And when it gets there, click, it'll send a signal off to TradersPost, which is wonderful. And then I could always double check that by looking at the TradersPost dashboard to see what positions I'm in for that account. Right now I'm not in any position. Or I can take a look on TopStep directly, which is what I'm using to trade, in order to see that my order is there. So it's always very fun to pay attention to. You want to follow through the signal from beginning to end. It's just a useful habit to have. But it's nice not to have to think of multiple different prop firm accounts and go to each tab and do it myself or whatever it is and panic if I'm not doing it properly. All right, I promise I want to set rules for myself for the morning mic of hey, if I lose this or I make this amount of profit, go ahead and stop. I just don't see myself doing it properly. I don't know any way of actually stopping myself from trading other than
what?
Sorry? Other than blowing up the account. Then I'll stop trading.
I see.
Otherwise I just go, oh, what do I care?
One rule of thumb I try to think of is splitting up my drawdown. So if you're in your TradeAvate account, you should see this on the screen right now, my distance to drawdown. With many of my accounts, I've got thousands of dollars of drawdown available to me, but sometimes I have a small amount like this 1553. In that case, I'm probably going to want to set my daily loss limit to half of that or a quarter of that to allow this account to survive longer. Typically, what I try to do is keep the daily loss limit as tight as possible. Even though you may have a lot of drawdown available, this is really your account size. You're renting a large $50 or $100 or $150,000 account with only this much capital available to you. And this number is the most important number in your account. So you want to make this amount survive as long as possible. You could do, if you have a little bit more drawdown to work with, you might cut it into quarters, you might cut it into sixths or eighths, and just try to set your daily loss limit to a point where you can survive longer, because that's what this is a game of survival in my mind.
That's right.
Have you thought about that, Tom? Maybe setting a daily loss limit on that account?
I hate the idea of
you want the ability to recover, don't you?
Exactly. I hate the idea that I might be then locked out or stopped automatically, and then I catch my second win and I'm on a roll, but then it gets stopped or whatever it is.
But there's always a trade tomorrow. And
that's true.
This is about making our daily P&L look as clean as possible. At least that's the thought process I've tried to push myself to. Even though there might be another opportunity today, we're not making real money in the market. We're just trying to get to that payout target. So we want the P&L to look clean. That means that if it does go against you, I think you should really focus on tightening that stop as much as possible and calling it a day so that the total P&L over a 10 or 15 day trading period looks nice and clean.
That does sound reasonable. That does sound smart.
That's the game plan anyway. I've been messing up these last few weeks and letting a drawdown happen and go too far and then trying to recover. And I'm starting to think to myself, maybe don't do that. Maybe just keep the stop really tight. If you miss the trades for the day, then call it a day and come back tomorrow. There's always going to be a trading opportunity tomorrow.
That's right. Well, I missed a short here. I think I'm going to enter in a long for a scalp at 532. We'll see how these levels work.
We got 1 minute to the bell.
Yeah, my goal would be to enter at 532 and exit around 23,553. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's finding support right off that weekly VWAP. So we're live and we gapped down up 0.25%. It's not bad. But again, just like I mentioned, the expected move is really small today. So I don't expect massive trends to show up on the chart just yet. So we'll just we'll take a look at maybe doing a little bit of a quick scalp. My scalp is good for 15 points of take and 20 points of stop. So I kind of want to watch where ATR shows up in the next couple of candles and then look to see if this is a good spot to get in. Let me confirm my subscriptions here. Okay, everything's enabled, ready to go. All my strategies are ready. I've got my scalp lines prepared. All I have to do is drag my line on the chart. It'll trigger the alert for a long or a short, and we'll just wait for that trade to execute.
All right, I'm in my trade. Let's see how that goes. Or if it just rushes right down through.
Yeah, we're almost in oversold territory here on the 5-minute chart. Let's take a look at the 15-minute candle. All right, I could see there might be a couple of zones here worth paying attention to on the 15-minute chart. I would expect if we are going to pull back a little bit more, we may pull back to the roughly 23,470 level maybe.
Ah, and then an exit. There we go. All right, that scalp worked out.
It hit your stop?
Yeah. Well, my take profit.
Got it.
And now I should short here. So that's what I'm going to do. I forgot to set it there. So now I'm in a short from 23. Well, I didn't get it exactly right.
Your screen, Tom. They're seeing my screen while you're doing all the fun stuff.
So I took a bounce from down here up to the 50-minute up there. Took a short from up over here. Now my aim is down to 23,515.
Man, you're scalping tighter than I am.
I'm really just trying to follow these lines. I'm just going to follow these lines.
Right.
Stop being the hero, Tom. But I need this stop loss up here at 23,567. Where's my take profit line? I forgot where it is. Did I delete you? All right. So you're waiting for an entry?
Yeah, I'm just going to pay attention to where VWAP starts to form here. We're only 4 minutes into the open. I'm waiting for this fourth candle to close. And I do see some potential that we push down from here. Looking at the higher time frame, the 15-minute chart, maybe not the higher time frame yet. The highest time frames, 2-hour chart shows us that we've already pulled back from that R1 level that we've been paying attention to for over a week now. And overall, on the daily chart, it's still looking like this could potentially be a lower high being printed.
Right.
That said, the open is attempting to close this gap. We're above VWAP, session VWAP at the moment. So I want to see it close below, see it test the weekly VWAP, and we'll see where we go from here.
Awesome.
Again, I'm only going to put on this tight scalp, and we'll go for 15 points. Not a very volatile open as expected. Price action is pretty tight. ATR is only 27 right now, 2x of ATR.
I'm upset I didn't get into the short at the exact level I needed to. Makes my stop loss more painful. Set my stop to the high 23.58. Yeah, and that's likely to get hit. All right. Okay, you.
What happened there, Tom?
Nothing happened yet. The just candle got bullish all of a sudden, and it's likely to hit my stop any second now.
Yeah, as I look at the 15-minute chart, it feels like it's going to try to come back here, retrace to about 566 maybe.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That would be the next level up there. Okay,
Yeah.
I got stopped out, so I'm going to short again from 567.
Got it.
If that doesn't work, I'm waiting because it's no other levels left until the next 15 minutes.
Okay, let's try this line right here then. I'm going to go ahead and put on a small scalping trade. So I have two scalping strategies. One is the M&Q strategy that just trades one M&Q, and I can add to that one, but it does 20 points of take, 20 points of loss. And then I have the larger NQ scalping strategy, which I'll have prepared if we post below VWAP. Did you catch that wick?
No, I missed it.
Bummer.
I should have
That was
stayed
it
in my
right there,
short.
wasn't it?
Yeah, but I would have had to risk too much. All right, well. It's funny because if I was on depending on which asset I'm on, my 15-minute levels are different. So I never know if I'm like, I should be married to exactly that level because it could just be slightly off because I'm not an NQ, I'm on MNQ. That's annoying. Man,
everyone's watching the same thing here. Did that wick pulled right off at what was it, 565.25? Didn't we say 566?
Yeah. But now if I rush in for the short, I'm in the wrong place and it's bad.
Agreed. I'm going to watch this one play out here. The candles are still dancing around VWAP. We have a nice clean signal on the 15-minute chart. This does look pretty bearish so far from the open. Bearish on the 5-minute chart as well, but we are in kind of oversold territory with a bounce off of VWAP for the week, for the weekly VWAP.
Right.
But if we break these levels on the weekly VWAP, I would expect we've got plenty of room to travel to the downside, another 200 points to S1.
That's right.
That said, the options market is already telling us don't expect a big move today. It's going to be kind of a light day. So
I just got an L starting to print on my 15-minute, which usually means
go long,
bottoming.
right?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to undo my short entry because that's too nerve-wracking. And I'm actually going to enter long here. But at 23, I have to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. Is that an unmitigated level? It is still unmitigated.
Yeah, I still feel like this is a short-term bullish retrace. And I'm seeing price try to come back down and test that VWAP level again. But I want to see a nice clean close above or below before I start building a sentiment. I tried a quick scalp for 20 points on my little M&Q scalp, and I lost that one trade. So down $40 from the open here. Let's try it again.
My problem with the lows, the indicator that I made for the momentum, is that if it's yellow, it means it hasn't been confirmed yet, and it can absolutely unconfirm before the candle closes, and it's so painful. But oftentimes, by the time the candle closes, it's too late. It's one of those indicators that's like, hey, you're about to have a crash, and you're like already in it. It's very hard for me to manage, especially when I follow it on the daily, and it's like 12 hours still closed for the candle. I'm like, oh my god, is this a real signal or not? Wow, look at the chop this morning. Some people losing their shirts.
Yeah, still dancing around VWAP. We haven't found a clear direction just yet from the open. We just have the directional sentiment from 9:15 this morning before the bell rang. There's clearly some resistance here at R1 on the higher time frame, which we've been watching for some time now. We've posted off of R1 back on August 25th, and once prior to that on Friday, August 22nd. So I'm very curious to see if we do move up. I would expect a reversal there one more time.
If I'm not mistaken, though, we don't usually, well, I don't know for sure, but we don't normally like dance around the weekly VWAP and then break down. You usually like cross it pretty dramatically.
It's
But
a good
maybe I'm wrong.
observation, yeah. But right now, the session VWAP and the weekly VWAP are almost at the same price.
Yeah, so that's like super support.
That sounds right. Yep. We're still technically potentially at support, but again, we've got this headwind against us, the resistance line above, which the overnight session spent all night telling us is resistance.
Right. Okay, so what are you going to be in 15? I'm inclined to go long,
Really?
but it feels like a YOLO trade.
So
I just like how
I still have
I like how
one
close we are
micro
to EV
open
up.
short.
One more time?
I'm sorry, I have one micro open short at the moment.
I see.
Go ahead and finish what you were saying, Tom. Sorry about that.
Well, because I think we can fall to remember the fall to 23.505, like that's the daily level. So like that's where I should be going long. You know what? That's exactly what I'll do. I'll put my long level down there.
You want to prep for that? Got it.
Yeah. And I'll enter a short here. Let's try it out. It's not my rule, but let's try it out. And my stop will be 23.553. Or a little bit above there.
There we go. Okay, so that's a little bit cleaner of a signal that we might be breaking below weekly VWAP here.
Yeah, but we got to close below
We gotta close
23.530.
yeah. And then I might be ready to add my additional scalp on with some size.
Okay, that's working.
All right,
I'm glad I got in with you.
Profitable scalp there already. And I want to see what happens to the end of this candle here.
Push back up. Come on. 16 seconds. Close below. You know you want to.
I love the way we encourage the market.
Sometimes it needs a little,
Sometimes it needs a little push, yeah. Needs a little love. All right, there we go. So actually, this one you can see on my chart, which is really nice. I sent the scalp order for NQ, so you can actually watch it play out with my order lines.
Wow, look at that. Okay. Let's see. My stop loss is already past break even. So I can't lose on the trade. And I'm going to be nervously looking for the
There we go.
take profit here.
Okay, so not a bad initial open here. We had a little bit of advantage, just given that we traded a little bit of the overnight or electronic session before the market opened. But I'm up 467 on all of my accounts at the moment.
Awesome.
Cool, cool, cool. All those look good. All right, let's do a little math. Typically, I'm looking for between 500 and 900 in profit per day. So I'm good for another trade here. One more scalp would be nice.
All right, so I think we bounce. Well, I'm actually not looking for a lot more downside. I really want to get that long at 23,505. Yeah, I would not be surprised of a healthy bounce after here, but who knows? I just love how it went straight to it went straight to that level here, the 15-minute here, this white line down here.
Yep.
I was talking about. That's exactly where it went to. And then okay, now it's headed lower. Let's see if we get that bounce.
Ooh, that was the pullback. I needed that candle. I missed it.
I see.
I was paying attention to the 15-minute chart and missed that that small 1-minute pullback.
Right.
That was just below 8 EMA. That would have been the 15 points I needed for my second trade. So I got to wait for another one now.
I'm currently long.
But you went long here.
I went long there, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. This is just so bearish to me. Now we're almost in the middle between R1 and S1 on the higher time frame. I think that there's
trying to follow my rule here.
I'm with you. I get it. We try to be as mechanical as possible. Not all of them are going to win.
All right, I'll set my stop loss to 23,488.
Got some comments here. Peter's waving hello. Hey, Peter, thanks for joining us, man.
All right. Oh, I hate my stop is so low. I want to remove my stop here. That's what my fingers are doing.
So remember earlier we were saying that the options market was implying about a 0.45% expected move. And this is only 0.15% of that so far. So we still got some room for one direction or another, but it's not going to be very far. As we can already see here, this price action is very tight. ATR is fairly low. This isn't, stars and stripes and bombs and fireworks that we like for a good open here for us to take a great trade. So yeah. I'm gonna stick with my scalp approach. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Chris. Nice to have you here. Are you in a trade is the question. Guys, remember you're going to go to TradersPost.io and sign up with the coupon code PropScaling20 in order to get 20% off. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it. All right, we are getting a bounce here.
And that's 20% off of any plan or any add-on. So if you're going to add on a bunch of accounts to scale off, the 20% would be taken off that $5 a month per account as well. So you get $1 off, $4 a month per account. Interesting. I think I definitely got in too early on this little micro scalp.
Well, this is the bounce I was expecting. My stop loss is now above break even, so I'm good.
Got it. I'm thinking that I want to do one more right about here, though, because I'm expecting one more
to
pullback.
Short?
Yeah.
I mean, we're at VWAP, so if you could do it there, sure. But I'm thinking the trend change and we're going along.
I think we bounce off of VWAP and head back down one more time, one more leg.
To where?
Well, we've got some overnight support levels that I think we could still clear.
Ah, it exited. Why did it exit? Oh no, I had a thing. Oh no, it stopped loss. Okay, good. That was good. That's good. It kept my profit. Good. Excellent.
Okay, sure enough, we wicked that entry perfectly, at least on my side.
You entered into an additional leg at the weekly VWAP?
That right below the weekly and session VWAP. Yep.
I see.
So you can see my line here on the chart. I was able to wick in a second position there. The first position already took profits. So now I'm waiting for the second one to take profit here.
Understood.
$5 off.
Okay, so then
Oh, actually,
if we break below here,
there, so I got a little bit more. All right, so I'm almost at 500 on each account here now. And I did that with the micro scalps instead of the NQ because, again, I'm a little shaky when VIX is this low. I want nice, clean price action, and we're just not there yet.
Right.
So if I take another position, I think I want to see how we start to push away from VWAP here. This is what keeps happening, though. Buyers will step back in and push right back to VWAP again, and we can't really clear the price enough for a real trend to form.
Right. No setup as of yet, Chris says. No problem. If you do get into any position, just let us know. We like to use a chat as a indicator for what we should be doing.
To help us with our own trading. No. Chris says no setup as of yet. I agree with you, Chris. This is, the price action for these last few days have been pretty difficult to trade, actually. We get a little bit of a chop in the morning and then maybe a little bit of a signal. Yesterday was really tough. If you thought there was a long for the day, it ended up pulling back almost all the way. So I hope you're able to find a setup that works for you. Otherwise, it could just be one of those days where there is no trade. And that happens a lot.
Well, I should not have FOMO'd into that short.
I'm going to try another little micro scalp here. Again, I'm only going for 20 points on either side. It's a really simple trade. And it's only trading the MNQ. So if I switch to the MNQ chart here, you can see my open trade with my connected account, which is one nice way to kind of keep an eye on your trades in general. You can send a signal to TradersPost from any chart you like with a hard-coded symbol. In my case, I'll trade from the NQ chart, but trade the micros with a hard-coded symbol in my alert. And then the trades execute across multiple accounts from TradersPost. But I can have one of those TradeEvade accounts connected to my TradingView account. So you can see here I've chosen one of my Take Profit Trader accounts, and I can monitor the P&L in real time from that incoming trade. So this is kind of just like a reference account, but I do know that in the background, there are over a dozen accounts being traded right now.
I mean, that's just so cool. A dozen accounts being traded at once. Oh, man. A year ago, I would just never even have thought of it. Like, I didn't even think that was a possibility.
Yeah, trading multiple accounts, there wasn't really a practical solution for that, or not a solution, but a practical application. We didn't have a use case for it, but prop firm trading has changed all of that for sure.
Peter says, after the Cracker Barrel saga, I want to create a bot that shorts companies that announce a rebrand. You can absolutely do that. That is pretty simple to set up, Peter.
It's not a bad idea. Of course, some rebrands can go pretty well.
Well, I am very upset about this trade here. Should have stayed long. That's what I wanted.
So I just took a loss on that first micro scalp, but I placed another one right below session VWAP. See if I can even out the score there. So at this point, I'm just going to keep trying to trade the regression trend, looking for a pullback to the top of the regression trend. I'll scalp down. If I'm wrong, then it only takes $40 a loss. If I'm right, it takes $40 of gain. 20 points on either side, $2 per point. 1 micro at a time keeps me safe from, over trading because it's such a small position. But if I trade consistently and keep kind of adding to these positions, that profit can add up as long as my win rate is greater than 50%. So far, though, I've got a 72% win rate. So I'm just going to keep trying to keep that win rate high. In this case, it looks like we're breaking out of the regression trend on the 1 minute, and I'm probably going to lose this trade, and I'll start to set up a long on the other side now.
Yeah, I'm already long myself.
I was just kicking myself. That was your long level. It just needed a little more room, didn't it?
Yeah, that's the God, Tom. But now we're headed into a resistance here at 23.54, 23.543. But I'm expecting a pullback from there to 23.512. We'll see what the candle is when we close. Well, let me show it here. So I think we get a pullback from over here, 23.543. We get down to 23.515 when the candle closes, and then we're in a bullish trend. That's what I'm expecting, and that's what I'm betting on.
Interesting. That'll actually help me get break even with this trade. I do have another exit line available to me, so I can take a micro scalp trade and I can cut it midstream and just exit the whole thing out. So on my chart here, I have this little blue line with the chop scalp exit alert, and it just exits the M and Q. So whatever the position size is in each account, it ends up exiting at all of them. That said, this is starting to look bearish enough for me to say, I don't know, I think I'll hold on to this guy.
Well, I'm getting my H's here, which are telling me that it's a bullish momentum. So I'm going for broke. China or bust.
Oh yeah, so this candle's starting to form below session VWAP.
I don't believe it. I think we bounce.
Okay, let's keep an eye. I don't think you guys can hear this, but I'm many floors up from the sidewalk behind me, and I can still hear a homeless guy yelling at people out there.
No, we don't hear that.
No idea what he's saying.
Is it trade ideas? Because if it is, I'll put him on thing.
He's saying, go long in Q.
All right, so we bounced at 514, 515, 75. Okay, fine. I was off by a little bit. Let's see if it continues. But I think we stay below 543 until the candle closes at 10, and then it launches up towards 23,567.
Okay, a little bit above EVWAP.
I got another L. So that, remember I was telling you before the L on the 15. So mine did print, actually. It closed. And another one is developing here. And so I'm going to go with long. I'm going to be adding to my longs.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Tom, I am very happy I went through this checklist on the expected move today. The options market helped me stay out of getting a big position below VWAP there. Because once again, we have chopped right back up to VWAP again, and I can't make money if we're not going to trend. But I can make money if I just scalp.
I love when Mike follows his rules because it gives me hope that one day I might follow mine.
Well, that said, this little short of mine is not playing out just yet. I might exit prematurely, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. And then if we close above VWAP, I'll probably go long and look for those levels you were mentioning. Again, I only need 20 points of movement, so it doesn't take much to make a little money.
Right. Well, we got a minute and a half before the candle closes. Let's see what the big move happens here.
Looks like it's pulling away from the weekly VWAP there.
Yeah, it's doing the lower high thing. So if it does close, for me, if it closes below 23,515, then I'm wrong. but I gotta see that happen. I could move my stop now to break even, but I'm not. I'm gonna just eat a loss if I am wrong.
Okay, so it looks like we potentially could be closing below session VWAP here.
Barely.
Barely. This price action is really weak. This is so boring. VIX is so low, 1494 at the moment. Overall ATR volatility is really small as well. So, these candles are gonna not really spell a very clear picture unless we can get some price action. We need some volume.
Well, it should happen in about 20 seconds. Let's see.
We got the 15-minute candle close.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's see what these guys decide to do. I used to have stock twits open up, like the chat for the asset.
Yeah.
Nothing will derail me from my plan more than a stream of other people's ideas of what's happening.
Yeah, you got to trade your own system. Look at the charts for yourself. You're going to see things that not everybody will see. And eventually you'll develop a technique that works for you.
All right, so we've confirmed
not to listen to other people, including you, Tom. But sometimes you say some stuff that I'm like, well, that was very reasonable.
All right, I want to enter another long here at 23,516 if I can get it, because now my signal is changing to neutral. So I think we get the pullback till there, and then we bounce off. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Move my stop up.
Yeah, what are you thinking? This is starting to look like it could be the lower high of the session so far here.
I don't know. I'm just going with my rules. Right now, we are above the VWAP. Oh, sorry, the weekly VWAP. We have a support that just showed up at 516, so I feel bullish. And in fact, that candle bounced at the daily unmitigated level that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's, to me, is a clear sign we're gonna have a bounce in the other direction. So that's where I'm going.
Well, let's watch the paint dry and find out. I think my other favorite thing about these micro scalp lines is that I know that there's already a take profit and a stop loss set up on Tradevate, and I don't have to worry about moving a line for my exit. So I can just walk away from my screen at this point, which I have found very nice as of late. Getting to grab some coffee or water or go to the bathroom and not have to worry about what's going on my screen here. I don't know about you guys, but if you find yourself compulsively on the charts and can't even get up for even half of a second, that's probably a warning sign of your trading activity.
That's right.
At least it has been for me.
When I hear my son go, Daddy, look, you want to see this? I go, shut up. I'm on the chart, I'm trading. Quiet. Wow, this is like an even tighter range.
Yeah, it's coming down. ATR is falling. We're not
threading a needle here.
All right, there we go. Are we going to finally get above? All right, that's going to stop me out of my position. So took a loss on that one. Your long is looking good now?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm actually going to try just to stay long until the end of this trend.
Got it.
And just add into the position. I'm usually nervous about doing that. I hate adding into a position. I like to just be full size at the beginning of the trend reversal and, oh my God, perfect trade. I never have to think about it. But I was going over my past trades and I was like, well, if I actually added in on the pullbacks, it would have been way smarter. Okay. All right, so we cleared the 23,543. So now we can get a pullback to 516 and still be bullish.
So you
If we
think
get
we
to
do see a
516,
pullback from here?
potentially. It depends how strong the bull move is, but 516 is where I'm entering, I'm adding to it, and then we should be off to the races.
I only need 20 points, Tom. 20.
Right.
I'm gonna try it. I went ahead and put a short on. I should have
To
got in a
516.
little. I should have got in a little bit earlier. I ended up at 529 as my entry.
Oh, yikes. Right at weekly VWAP.
Yeah, a little off on that one. I'm not impressed either.
Well, you have, what is it? 9 minutes until the end of the 15-minute candle, so plenty of time for it to happen. But the move here, well, I don't know. The move here from when it goes to yellow, and if it's going to switch to a bullish trend, sometimes you don't get this first bounce back.
Wow, that's again why I'm just trading the micros. I can make some mistakes and still make it a profit today.
Right.
It's hard to recover from mistakes made on a huge NQ contract.
Right. But if you could do another scalp, the entry, another short at 567, that might give you a healthy pullback.
Yeah.
Or your 20 points.
That makes sense to me. I'm watching this regression trend, and I'll try to short the top of it, which right now is almost at that 567 line. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Okay, that is perfect. That would be perfect, man. Oh, so then I should take out my. So this is where I go. Okay, so do I take my profit then at 567 if we get there, or do I on the pullback from there add in?
It's tough. There's so much indecision around VWAP and session VWAP here that it's hard to tell if we're going to turn around and try to push down one more time. If I'm looking at the 15-minute chart, this looks like a temporary retrace, and then we pull down to a new level.
You know what? I think you're right. So I'll just set take profit to there. There's no reason to risk it. In fact, I'll even enter a short there. All right, so on my chart, I'll show you guys. I'm going to set up my take profit. I'm going to take my profit here at 23,563 if we get there. And I'll enter a short here at 567-ish. Wish me luck.
Good luck. All right, starting to lose my overall performance for the day. My win rate's going down. I'm about to lose this scalp, and then
I don't think that works.
I have another one ready to enter right now at 558.
To go long or short again?
Short, to try to short from EVWAP. But I don't even like that trade.
Yeah, what's your EVWAP at?
On regular trading hours, my EVWAP I'm on the regular trading chart using your EVWAP's indicator. It's at 560 right now.
560.
Is that not what you have?
Mine's a little bit higher than that because I'm on MNQ. 562. 562 is 562, 563.
I should probably be long here, but again, I feel like the overall trend is still bearish and that this is a quick pullback. Let's do the fib retrace on this. If we look at the
issue with that is that we're bouncing off of there's some hefty support around this area.
The weekly VWAP, yeah, for sure. And on my 2-hour chart, I've got a 25 or EMA as well that's showing support here. That said, I'm just looking at the intraday trend.
But you have convinced me.
What does your gut tell you? Do the opposite. Okay. My gut says
no, Peter. You have to train your gut. You got to train your gut to tell you the right thing. Can't ignore it. Okay. We're heading to a minor resistance right now. but I'm still going to expect getting to VWAP. I got to tell you, a part of me like really wants to let this ride all the way up to 23,604. Like on my chart here, if you see here, there's this level here. In fact, remember I was telling you, like I go from extreme to extreme. I almost want to just let it ride up, but I'm being too greedy. Tell me I'm being too greedy, Mike.
I don't know if you're being too greedy. 23,604 would be 30 basis points from the open. Doesn't seem unreasonable for the expected move today. And we are above session VWAP now. We're pushing above the weekly VWAP. You've called those out as potential support areas, but we haven't broken the high of the session just yet. We're still below the EVWAP.
All right, so then I'll move my stop loss higher up. That's what I'll do. I'll take away my take profit.
Be
and I'll
prepared for a potential reversal here, which is kind of what I'm watching for. If this were a very slow moving orb strategy, I think people would be potentially getting ready to buy the breakout here.
Oh, great point. Okay, so H, we're gonna have a pullback. That pullback can go all the way to 541. So let me leave some on the table.
That's great. I need 20 points, so I'm going to do it.
You're shorting. Okay.
Yes. It's a little bit better of a candle to short from in my mind.
Yes, definitely. Especially since the momentum is slowing. All right, did you get it? I thought you needed 20 points.
I do need 20 points.
Oh, I see. I'm counting it wrong. Never mind.
Yep, $20 of movement from. So I'm in at 554, so I would need it to go down to 534.
Not it.
Which is right back at session VWAP.
I'm worried that 542 might be the as much as you get.
It could be, and I have an exit line prepared to drag to it if that's the case. So I don't take the full profit, but I can still take some profit off the table. Again, these are very controlled, small positions on purpose because there's really no way to trade if we're not going to trend for the day. So I'm just trying to chop in and out for 40 bucks at a time.
Okay, you might get it soon. Come on now. Peter has been bothering me. He goes, I want to trade prop firms. I want to do it.
Now that Peter's watched us do it day in and day out, and he's taking clips from the show and everything, he's like, okay, these guys are obviously making it look way too easy, so I can do it. If these guys can do it, so if Mike can do it, obviously I can do it.
I tell him to get back in his hole, go back and work on your computer. Stop your crazy ideas of being free and trading. Okay, those are some healthy bullish wicks for this pullback.
Yeah,
not even getting to 542. But you have 2 more minutes for the end of the candle. That might be the full pullback. I didn't even get an extra entry. Yeah, whiffed.
All right. Well, so that wasn't the pullback yet.
No, if it's going to happen, I think you'd have to short from 567.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that.
Although I wish it would be in the long with me.
Well, I should have started to establish the long from the close above VWAP, but I still wasn't certain that we were actually going to see a long form from here. I'm still somewhat convinced this could be a bearish move.
Yeah, well, if it's going to give up the ghost, it'll be around 567, that's for sure.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this trade off a little early. So I get to use my handy dandy exit line for that.
No, don't enter short. Oh, God, dang it.
You entered?
Order on no,
Oops.
I did the wrong thing. Oh, man. All right, fine. Anyways, I got out. I didn't want to get out. I just forgot the order was on my chart. Just saw it. Okay. Dang, if we don't get a pullback here.
My overall performance is starting to weaken here. I gotta catch a little bit better of an entry now. I'm not quite convinced to go long, even though we're
really
posting above VWAP here. Again, I'm just looking at this 15-minute chart, and I see the two bullish candles. I get it. Yeah, all right. Maybe this is a...
But I would only go long if we pulled back to 23,545.
I see your point, and I know that I've tried to improve my rules to only buy the pullback, so I'm probably just going to wait for that.
Because it could just blast off here to 6, but you could just lose the whole thing.
Yep.
Oh, I can't believe I got out of that long, you stupid Tom. Goodness gracious, you left the order on the chart.
Oops.
Give me a pullback, please.
Yeah, I always keep my alert window open. I want to make sure I know which alerts are active right now, because those are your open orders when you're trading with lines on TradersPost.
See, the pain here of being right for the move and getting out with profit, I'd rather lose than this feeling right now. Yeah. I absolutely prefer losing to this. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this feels horrible, Mike.
Parker says took a long entry 546 with a 20-point stop. 546. Well done. That was a nice pull, a nice entry zone right there. So right when I was getting ready to add my my short, Chris was like, "Mike's a dumb. Yeah, we're going long here."
Oh God.
Oh, Chris should already be out then.
All right, the next candle closed, so now I can go long at 567. All right, I'm FOMOing in my long here. This is crazy. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Mike, this is so painful.
Trading is painful.
All right, don't FOMO in, Tom. Just wait for the pullback.
I think that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm not ready to get in until we see the pullback.
Oh my God. Well, you can bet dollars to britches at 607. I'm shorting this. What I am feeling confident better in is that my rules were right to detect the change in trend, nice. Which I was nervous about. So that actually did work out.
Chris took his profits, 1.5 risk to reward. Nice. Good job, man.
Way to go.
That's all it takes. Just take a little off the table. Peter asks, Tom, what will you do to prevent this mistake in the future?
I will pay attention to the alerts that are active on my chart. All right. If I'm going to enter, I'm going to enter 567.50, 75. Peter has always been my Jiminy Cricket, voice of reason. All right.
Man, all right. So I've missed several trades here. This thing is going for it.
So painful. Please pull back. Please.
Much bigger retrace than I expected here from the electronic session.
Yeah, we can't underestimate those daily unmitigated levels. The daily and the weekly ones are just too juicy for a reversal. It happens just so often. Oh, God. All right. Well, I'm done, Mike.
The day?
I can't keep watching this.
Where'd your P&L end up?
Oh, I'm up. I got out of my hole, so I'm up $200 in the day.
Okay, not bad. Given how small of a move this is in the markets right now, it's good to take at least a little something off the table for today.
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna just leave a short on my chart here at 607. And oh god.
Big breast, Tom.
I mean, it is so rough. Why on earth did I leave that there? Oh god.
So
And I go, I should just enter now because I have another. There's another.
and
20.
look at oh my goodness, look what it's doing now. Jesus.
That's it.
Tom's got to walk away.
Oh.
That's okay. There's always going to be another one. There's always going to be a bigger candle and another moment and another opportunity and another trade. The markets are
I gotta
not
bridge
going
the walk
anywhere.
off now. Like, this is, oh my god. Please don't do this to me. Why are you doing this?
Complete mean reversion trade. I did not anticipate that. I was really thinking we'd have a pullback from the 558 level. But this is very interesting. So we're right back up against yesterday's high, almost to R1 again. So we're testing R1 once again. What do you think? Are we going to start to prepare for a short at that level?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna short at 23,607.
607.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're a few points away. Let's do it.
I can't do it early.
Actually, this is an extreme here. I'm going to do it early. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to add to it.
Right.
All right. So I went ahead and added the first leg of a little micro scalp. So again, this is $40 of take, $40 of loss, 20 points on either side. I added another one at 606 just to get ahead of you, Tom, because you're at 607. So I want my order to fill before yours. Reverse right at that level. You know, I was telling somebody recently about the indicators in general, and she was asking why is the ATR at a period of 14 by default? And I was like, well, here's how it goes. Most of these indicators were made in the 1970s and 1980s. And at that time, most of these traders were trading off the daily chart, not off of, intraday. There was some intraday trading, but a lot of it was just daily price action. So there's 5 trading days in a week. If they wanted to look at a moving average over the last 3 weeks, then that would be a period of 15. But some traders got a little clever and said, well, if I put the EMA to 14, I'll get the data right before you do, and I'll get in before you do. So somebody at some point started doing 14 EMAs or 9 EMAs or 4 EMAs to be in one day ahead of everybody else, or at least a price point that's slightly more sensitive to price. And I found that whole story when I first learned it fascinating. So some of our default settings and our indicators are just artifacts of a bunch of dudes in the 1980s trying to be smarter than each other.
That's great. So what I heard from that story is I should set it to 13 days. 13 periods.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be just slightly in front. If I wick into 606 and you don't get filled, how mad are you going to be at me, though?
I'm furious already.
Home.
I'm just already furious. This is horrible. This is horrible.
Look at these 3 candles. This is great.
Mike, the move doubled from where I exited.
I know. I did not expect this upside here. This is crazy. Come on, couple dollars off.
Oh, the H is printed.
See, you know what it was?
Oh, it printed right there.
Right there. A couple other guys must have had their indicator set at 12. What are you going to
do? You see this H on my chart? Right there it printed. There. Oh, man. Okay, that's it. This is terrible. Oh, now I got to live vicariously through Mike. Oh, my God.
Well, I've got the one short open. I managed to catch 597, not quite 606. It didn't get up to me, but we're still bullish. It hasn't broken down just yet.
That's right. We are still bullish. You got you gotta know this about me, Mike. If you ever want to know Tom and his most painful, it is literally right now. This is not a
Oh
show.
no.
I am furious with myself. Absolutely furious. Oh, oh God.
You'll get it back, Tom. You'll get it back. Next trade. What are you going to do to prepare for the next trade right now?
I sleep. I need to. I can't trade today. I gotta be out of it. I'm gonna revenge trade. I want to press the button. If I wasn't on stream right now, I would have made 8 revenge trades right now.
This is fantastic. So the live streaming keeps us accountable. This is partly why we do it. We also want to demonstrate how TradersPost works, of course. But we both figured out between each other that live streaming keeps us accountable, keeps us better traders. But more importantly, I want to highlight the self-awareness. I think that that's a huge part of this too, is like literally getting in touch with what's going on here so that we can set some rules for ourselves to keep ourselves out. You know, I like that Tradevate has a lot of risk settings kind of built into their systems. And the one that I hope that they would do, or wish that they would do, is some kind of like max number of trades thing or something like that. We need to think about that kind of stuff at TradersPost, where you could send the signals through, but there's rules about like how many signals will be accepted in a day, or a drawdown amount, things like that, so we can cut you off at those points, or even just let you lock it out. I think the lockout feature and mechanism people talk a lot about on Twitter, and I really want to support that, where we just let you say, okay, I'm going to lock out for the next 8 hours, and it just sets a timer and you can't undo it once you set it. But it would only apply to the strategy. So if you wanted to game the system, you still could. We can't really stop you from gaming your own rule, but I think it would help me for sure if I said, all right, I'm hitting the lockout button and all my signals on my chart here fail, and the inconvenience of setting it all back up again is enough to keep me from trading.
So I was thinking about that the last night, and the middle ground for me, and obviously we can't do this, is too granular, doesn't make any sense, but instead of a full lockout, that it locks me to a position size, that it reduced down to the minimum position size, and I can increase the quantity. That's what I would want, because the idea of missing a good trade, I'd rather lose my entire account. Okay, am I getting in? 607.
You ready?
Come on.
It's gonna wick me at 606. I'm still ready. Oh, there it goes.
Okay, you're in. Oh man, come on. I swear, if you do, Mike, I'm gonna flip this table if I don't get to 607.25.
There's no way it missed you.
Oh,
do you have your alert at 607?
It didn't. 607.25.
And the high of the candle was 606.50.
Oh my God.
Hold on. There's one more candle coming. Look at it right here.
Forget it. I'm FOMO and I can't handle it anymore.
You're off by $1. Yeah, you would have $1 in slippage anyway.
Now watch it run up to 25,000. It's just rip. All right, and my stop is going to be at 621. All right.
Okay, so I added a second leg, but they both have an independent take profit and stop loss. So they both have to execute the way that they from their entry prices. I don't.
All right, so if this works the way it did in the overnight, we should go all the way down to, where's the next level? 23,516. Is that what it is?
Wow, that would push us below the weekly VWAP again.
That's right.
VWAP.
Yeah, so that would be think, why isn't it extending? Yeah, anyways. So if the short works out, I'm holding the short all the way down to there. All right, Mike, I gotta leave this. Get back to work.
Peter says, "Put your big boy pants on, Tom. Pretend like there's always another trade. You don't even have to pretend. There is another trade. It's always going to be here. It's my favorite thing about markets. I built a lot of businesses over the years. I started my first company when I was 17, and What I don't like about some types of industries and businesses is things can sometimes be ephemeral. You find a trend, you find a business idea, you find an opportunity, and then sometimes those opportunities just dissipate, and then you got to go come up with another idea. But the beauty of markets and what made me fall in love with it is that I've had to reinvent myself over and over again in the past and start all new businesses. But trading will never die. People have been doing it for over 100 years, so it's not going anywhere.
That's right.
Always going to be another trade.
That's right. This and selling alcohol, it'll work always. All right. Are you good with wrapping it up here, Mike?
I think we're good. Yeah, I've got these 2 scalps I'm going to hopefully take for their 20-point move each. And I'll be up on the day, hopefully claim back some of this loss. If we see a bigger reversal, I might put on a larger NQ scalp and take it for 15 points. But we'll see. I like what's forming right here. It's right off of our reversal entry, right off the line that we mentioned at 606. You've been mentioning it all morning.
That's right.
But yeah, I think we're good from here. We'll let you guys know how we performed in tomorrow's session. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, we wish you, as always, happy trading.
Cheers, everyone.